Hello everyone. We will be discussing non-fictional prose. There are certain ways through which you can connect with us through Telegram, Instagram, Facebook, and also the phone number reflected on the screen. We are looking forward for you to join with us to explore more about UGC NET English exam to be conducted during June 2025 session. So please connect with us if you want to learn more. And now, as you know, we still have some time, and today we will be discussing non-fictional prose. To start with, how to prepare non-fictional prose section, remember the writers, their important works, the year of publication, and the kind of work that they are famous for. There are certain kinds of work like biography, autobiography, non-fictional works. Those are non-fictional works. Then memoirs, letters, essays, things like that. So there are some significant biographers such as Samuel Johnson, who tried to organize the lives of the English poets, and he published it in a book called Lives of the Most Prominent English Poets, published in 1778. We also have Life of Mr. Richard Savage, 1744. Both these works were written by Samuel Johnson. Virginia Woolf wrote a biography on Roger Fry. James Boswell wrote the life of Samuel Johnson. Also, there are certain autobiographies which are famous, such as Thomas De Quincey's Confessions of an Opium Eater, published in 1821. Please remember this because you've been asked questions on these biographies and autobiographies in Match the Following questions. Graham Greene's A Sort of Life, 1971. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi's The Story of My Experiment. During the age of Chaucer, we had certain people who used to uh, write travel diaries as well as translate the Bible. So we have John Wycliffe's Bible, which is translated from Latin to Middle English. We have John Mandeville's writing The Travels of John Mandeville, published during 1340s and 50s. Coming to the age of revival, we have William Tyndale, who translated the Bible into English, especially the New Testament. We have Miles Coverdale, who printed the entire Bible into English. And during the Elizabethan age, we had certain chroniclers, such as Raphael Holinshed. He wrote Chronicles of England, Scotland, and Ireland. William Camden, Annals Rerum Anglicarum et Hibernicarum Regnante Elizabeth, 1615, and then Britannia, 1586. Samuel Purchase his pilgrimage. This work has been asked in your NET exam, so kindly remember this. It has a long name, so it's published in 1614. Then we have Thomas Browne, Religio Medici, 1643. Thomas Hobbes' Leviathan. And during the Restoration age, we had certain diarists who used to write diary entries. So we have Samuel Pepys, we have John Evelyn, John Locke. John Locke gave the idea of tabula rasa. You might be asked questions on who gave this concept of tabula rasa, which means our mind is clear like a slate, and then we fill in with ideas, imaginations, and things like that. Coming to neoclassical age, we have certain periodicals. Please remember the sequence of these periodicals and the writers who were associated with this, because you've been asked questions to match the following with the names and the periodical name with the author name and then the year of publication, and then you might have a chronology question to arrange which periodical came first and which came after that following it. So the first, the Tatler, it was published during 1709 to 1711 by Richard Steele. The Spectator, somewhere between 1711 to 1712, and it was published in collaboration between Joseph Edison and Richard Steele. You have the Rambler, 1750 to 52. by Samuel Johnson, then again The Idler by Samuel Johnson again. There were certain philosophers whose works were very important, such as George Berkeley's An Essay Towards a New Theory of Vision, 1709, a treatise concerning the principles of human knowledge, 1710. Then you have David Hartley, Observations on Man, 1749. David Hume's The Treatise of Human Nature, 1739. Adam Smith, The Theory of Moral Sentiments, 1759. Edmund Burke's Reflections on the Revolution in France, 1790. There are two other writers as well, like Edward Gibbon, The History of the Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, 1776, and Thomas Paine, The Rights of Man, 1791. Then we have Charles Lamb, who published in the Albion, the Morning and the Chronicle, and the Morning Post. And he jointly published Tales from Shakespeare in 1807 with Mary Ann Lamb. And Essays of Elia are also very famous by Charles Lamb. Kindly remember this. You've been asked a lot of questions on all of these information. We have William Hazlitt, who was also an essayist. An Essay on the Principles of Human Action, 1805. The Round Table, a collection of essays on literature, men, and manners, 1817. Thomas De Quincey, again an essayist. Confessions of an English Opium Eater, 1822. Revolt of the Tartars, 1837. Thomas Love Peacock, Four Ages of Poetry, 1820. Recollections of Childhood, The Abbey House, 1837, and The Memoirs of Shelley, 1858 to 62, and The Last Diary of Windsor Forest, 1887. These are certain works. You might be asked as questions which are the works of these writers or which are not the works of these writers, so kindly remember their names. Then when coming to the Victorian period, we have Thomas Carlyle. He is also an essayist. His famous work was The French Revolution, published during 1837. On Heroes, Hero Worship and the Heroic History. It is a very famous work, so please remember the year of publication, 1841. We have Sartor Resartus by Thomas Carlyle again, 1831 to 34. John Stuart Mill, he gave the idea of logic, a system of logic, 1842. Principles of Political Economy, 1843. On Liberty and Utilitarianism, 1861. John Ruskin's works are also very important. Please remember his most famous work, Seven Lamps of Architecture, 1849. Then this work is also very famous, On to the Last, the Four S's on the First Principles of Political Economy, 1860. We also have Walter Pater, The Renaissance Studies in Art and Poetry, published in 1873, is the most famous work of his. Then coming to the modern period, we have G.K. Chesterton, On Running After One's Hat, 1908, A Defense of Nonsense, 1901. These are some of his famous works. We also have Aldous Huxley, Ends and Means is his most famous work, published in 1937. He had also given an introduction to the Bhagavad Gita. Kindly remember this because you might be asked questions on who gave the introduction to the Bhagavad Gita. Then we have George Orwell's autobiographical work, Down and Out in Paris and London, 1933. Then we have certain contemporary period writers, also American non-fiction writers, also non-American or British writers. So we have Maya Angelou. This is her autobiographical work, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, published in 1969. Please remember this work. This is the most famous work of Maya Angelou. It will help you to solve a lot of match the following questions because you'll be given the writers and their works and you'll just have to match the following. Then Letters to My Daughter is also her important work, published in 2008. Then Umberto Eco's The Name of the Rose, and The Aesthetics of Thomas Aquinas, published in 1988. We have Rebecca Trester's Big Girls Don't Cry. This is the most famous work of hers, published in the year 2010. Then we have Dame Rebecca West, whose famous work was Black Lamp and Grey Falcon, published in the year 1941. Then we have James Baldwin, who wrote the famous work Nobody Knows My Name, 1961, and then Susan Sontag's Notes on Camp. Please remember her. You have been asked questions on Susan Sontag. Please look out for the other works as well. These are most of the works covered on non-fictional prose writing, may that be autobiography, biography, periodicals, essays, or other kinds of pamphlets. There were also certain works such as pamphlets. Please understand that these are just an overview. There are more works as well, but this will at least give you an idea, and most of the questions have been asked on these works and writers, so please try to remember these. So thank you so much. I'll see you with the next section.